Welcome back to the vlog, and welcome here to Samogu, Papua New Guinea. My name is Ryan. 20 minutes back to Goroka, our home base. And we've got 7 POB today. Our igniter's on, fuel pump on, and low start. Get our fuel on. Reduce my fuel. Got another plane coming in here in a little bit, so.
TOS system test, okay.
This place likes to have chickens all over the runway, so I'm gonna make sure that there's no chickens before we head out of here today. Generator on, prop forward or V2 on. Alternator and aux bus. So that my sunglasses aren't fogging up. Moresby 6622 November Tango Kilo taxi.
Kilo Moresby, go ahead.
Morning, November Tango Kilo taxi Samogu, Goroka, 8 POB.
November Tango 8 Kilo, traffic bearing the Delta Kodiak departed Moresby for Ayura. Past my flight time 0011, tracking direct to Ayura. On track 337, deviating up to 10 miles left of track, operating not above 2000, Ayura 0100.
Copy Sierra India Delta November Tango Kilo. All stations, Samogu 120.7, Kodiak November Tango Kilo will be departing Samogu for Goroka at above 8,000. Caps and selectors are good. We'll turn Betty off for takeoff so she's not yelling at me. We're 6,400 pounds, so we'll rotate at 59 and 70 if we have to come back in. Maps set up to 20, get our trims set up how I want them. If we are not airspeed alive by the second white cone up there on the right, just start being airspeed alive at that point. We'll go ahead and stop on the runway. Reverse heavy braking, we'll just go straight ahead. If we have to go off, we'll go off to the right at the end into some trees and bushes. After takeoff, we'll pitch for 85 knots, consider our EPL lever, or emergency power lever, consider feather, right hand turn lower terrain, immediately feather after that. 85, then 80 full flaps close to the ground. There are emergencies, masters, and crack my door. Tell everybody to brace. Ignition, inlet, and lights are done. Our SAR is complete. It's 20 minutes back. 24 degrees, 4,500 feet. So it looks like, say 1400, so 1350 for 1400. Ignition, condition flaps 20, fuel and harnesses. Clutch is complete, rotate 59. My yoke back, get it set up. Taking hold, a little wet out today. 1350 torque is set. Speed's alive, continuing. A little bouncy and undulating. And there is liftoff. We don't have a lot of weight underneath, and I've got 7 people on board with me today. I'm a little tail heavy, still within my limits, but you can definitely feel it, that's for sure. I've got pretty close to full rudder trim forward, or elevator trim, I'm sorry. We'll probably head back a little bit lower just because when I came out here, there was quite a bit of cloud right around the 7,000 foot mark. So we'll just wiggle our way through this valley here until we find a hole. But more than likely, I mean, it's only 20 minutes, 45 miles, so probably just stay a little bit lower today. Moresby 6622 November Tango Kilo departure.
November Tango Kilo, Moresby, go ahead.
November Tango Kilo departed Samogu for Goroka, 7 POB at time 19er. Tracking 330, on climb below 8,000. Estimating Goroka 40. Wow, that's beautiful out this way. November Tango. Yeah, that is quite the cliff right there. Wow. Days like this, where it's nice, stable, there's clouds on every mountaintop, some valleys. I love days like this. Just adds the extra element of the clouds and a little bit of extra challenge, trying to wiggle your way through where you need to get to, extra decisions to make, but not really like, you know, you're not dealing with like heavy rain, you're not dealing with thunderstorms. It's just fun. Now we're out of the overcast area. It looks like it's going to clear up right here, so I'm going to go ahead and climb up to 8,000, and I might be able to just crest over top of these clouds and just go straight on track without having to wiggle around all down low. Make it smoother for these passengers behind me as well. This area is just absolutely notorious for being bumpy. It could be like 2 knots of wind and it'll just be really, really bumpy. Looking straight ahead, I don't know if 8,000 is going to get me over top of these. It does not look like it. I really don't want to climb up to 10,000. It'd probably be a lot easier just to go underneath of it. But well, let's see if we can wiggle through it first before we do anything else. Because this flight is so short, I thought I'd quickly go over a little bit about kind of how we do our weight balance and figuring out how much we can actually take out of an airstrip. We've got penalties in places like this, like Samogu, where basically this one specifically has a 175 kg penalty. So I have to take that off of my maximum weight that I could take out of there normally. So, or out of a paved airstrip, I should say. So this is our load calculator. I've got my runway penalty in at 175, my aircraft weight. I have equipment at minus 13 because I have 1 seat off. I left back at Goroka. Myself and my bags are 90. And my payload today with 7 people and their bags is 567 kgs, and I had 530 pounds when I took off. Let me just pull my power back to 1250 for cruise. A little bit of right rudder pressure out of there now because we don't need it anymore. So I could have taken off out of there with another 213 kgs if I wanted to, but we didn't have anything else for me to take out of there today. That gives me an idea on where I am as far as weight-wise. Now as far as like getting our CG, we have an app that does all that. We use this weight balance app. I don't even remember the name of it exactly, but basically, you just put everything in. I'm at 90, don't have anybody next to me. And as I was adding up all of the cargo, I have basically about 100 kgs, maybe just a tiny bit more underneath. So my front pod, I think I actually put some of the stuff in there that was in my back pod, like my scale and some of my rope tie downs and stuff. So it's probably right at 130 kgs. My middle pod, I've got probably like maybe 6 kgs in there is all. And then each one of my zones, that's just for cargo and stuff. I don't have any of that. All right, coming up to these clouds, let's see. I think I'm gonna have to jump up a bit. 1,000 is just not gonna cut it. And we'll bring up our IGT to 720 just to climb up. Only another 500 feet, but just enough, so I'm going to call Moresby 6622 November Tango Kilo request.
November Tango Kilo, Moresby, go ahead.
November Tango Kilo on climb amended 10,000.
November Tango Kilo on climb amended 10,000, reported traffic.
November Kilo.
Like I
said, I had 567, and it's basically about 135 kgs. So the 7 people I have on board is only 430 kgs. So let's just divide that by 7. That's 61 a seat, so about 120 kgs. There we go. Let's just level off here. We don't need to go any higher. We're going to be going right back down here in just another Less than 5 minutes probably. So let's just change out our rows to reflect about 122 kgs. And then the last one was just 61 kgs. But as you can see, I'm right on the rear of my envelope, as is. Oh, and then I also have, let's see, cargo shelf. Yep, that's at 30. It should be 36 kgs on the aft cargo shelf. So I'm right on the aft CG, but I still am on my CG, so that's how we make sure that we are within balance. All stations, Goroka 120.7, Kodiak November Tango Kilo, 25 miles to the south-southeast on the 150 radial. Left to 10,000 on descent. Circuit time, Goroka, time 36. Let's set up my descent profile into Goroka. Kind of know where I have to go down, just because there's a mountain up there about 8,000 feet, and I kind of have to go down after that. But I've got passengers on board. I'd like to set it
Vertical
up.
track.
That's right now 500 feet per minute, so let's just start going down now, and we'll just scrape on top of all these clouds and cloud surf on our way down into the Goroka Valley. Once we get over this mountain that's like right another mile in front of me, or like 2 miles in front of me, then it should just drop off. The clouds should probably clear out quite a bit, and I should be able to see Goroka, is my guess. I can actually already see all right down through that crack and actually see the airstrip, it looks like. It looks like Goroka. Let's head on down. Goroka Tower, good morning, November Tango Kilo.
Tango Kilo, Goroka Tower, good.
November Tango Kilo, 16 miles to the south-southeast. Passing 8,600, your circuit 36.
Tango Kilo 1021 QNH, runway 35 right. Join check out on the straight in for 35 right, report and follow.
1021, track and report straight in, 35 right, November Tango Kilo. As you fly here in Papua New Guinea more, you start seeing patterns with weather. That's how I knew that the Goroka Valley is going to be open right at this point. Right about 15 miles, the last mountain coming into the valley, and then it's all the way clear. You can see the airstrip already. You start seeing how the weather, it formulates, where it typically forms, like in different areas of the valley, more so than others. So you know, even in the afternoon, if it's really crummy out, usually the Cesaro South Gap down here is usually open. The Bennett Gap is usually open. So the first couple years I was flying here, I did not know all those, and it was a lot more stressful. Let's turn this to 5600 on the big map, and I'll see when I'm actually going to get to that point with that blue arc on the screen. So I'll just adjust my power, because I'm basically have it 600 feet per minute on descent. I don't really want to go any more than that. I have a baby on board and a bunch of, you know, flyers that don't really fly very often. So I'm just going to adjust my power lever to slow my airspeed so that I'm not having to increase my descent. I want it to be consistent going all the way down. Let's see, wiggle our way through these clouds, still at 600 feet per minute. I gotta get over that way about 2 miles to get on my center line for straight in. It looks like I can wiggle right through these clouds right here. We're landing at 6,300 pounds, so 69 knots on our VREF. Let's autopilot off. There we go, no dramas. Alright, and there is my center line for Goroka. There's some brakes, TAWS, we can actually enable that. Our VREF is set up, our lights, our inlet, 7 miles out. Power up 20 degrees, pitch for 73, reset torque, 740 if we do need to go around. Push our prop forward now just so I can slow down even more. Degrees of flaps. And we're on a 7-mile final, so I'll call him up when I get 5 miles. Rudder Tower, November Tango Kilo, 5-mile final, 35 right.
November Tango Kilo, 35 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, 35 right, November Tango Kilo. 8 degrees of flaps, we are cleared to land, prop and harness is good, flaps to go. Got these available on my website now, guys. We got them for piston as well as turbine aircraft. And then in the future, in the next few months, I'll have another version that will be backlit inside of it as well. And that one's really cool. Now we can start slowing to 79. Eventually we want 69, so I'm just going to reduce the power. It'll slow me down. Full flaps, checklist is complete. We want 5,600 feet, 500 feet above the at 1.8 miles indicated, and that will give me a really nice glide slope coming in. Here's 5,600. I'm a little bit low right now because I'm at 2.2 miles.
500.
Boca's a 3% slope. It doesn't look like it, but it does throw you off. My altitude for a second. Alright, there's 1.8. Now we'll start reducing our power. Lock in 69 knot. It'll give me a really nice like 500 feet to 550 feet rate coming down. Should get sinkers. I don't see any birds. Continuing. Off center line, there we go. Well, this is my only flight of the day, so thank you for joining along on this flight. I'm already done with all my flying at just 10:30 in the morning. If you guys did enjoy it and you felt it was worthy of giving it a thumbs up, smash that like button. If you didn't like it, leave a comment down below. If you're interested in seeing more like on-the-ground content, I shot a video out there this morning, walking around, threw my drone, showed you guys around. If you guys are interested in that, I'll leave a link down below to my Patreon page, where I have a lot of these kind of places that I go to. Anyways, I will see you guys next time.
Huwag ka mag-droga.